and welcome. On this episode of Abby Normal Garage, we are steadily driving down the road to the MDA car show. So on our road to MDA, we have a box of chain. We have new shift boots for our truck. We have a brake controller and adapter harness. We have a safety cone. And we also have a Roman war dog. What does this all mean? We don't know. We're hoping you can tell us. No, actually we do have a plan. We're not going to tell it to you right out the gate, but you'll see as it comes along. It's a little cold outside, and what we're going to do with the chain is going to take longer than anything else. So we're going to forgo the boots and the brake controller for now. So the first thing we got to do is bust open this box of chain and cut it into 4 10-foot lengths. Well, this is the first time on video that we used our 3M cutoff tool. We really like this thing. Here we have our 10-foot lengths of chain on the floor. Next, they're due for an acid bath with muriatic acid. We started with 1 gallon of water, then we added our acid to it. Of course, we wore gloves, respirator, and eye protection while doing this. This combination took all the zinc off the chain in about 15 minutes. It worked really well. The reason you want to strip the zinc off the chain is when you weld it, it makes a combination of gases that can either knock you out, kill you, or otherwise harm you. So it's a good idea to strip that stuff off before you start welding. Well, we're going to give this thing a bath and get it on the jig. What we're doing is we're building stanchions to run our plastic chain through that's going to go around the trail horse at the MDA show. One of the guys in our club was real proud of his spray painted black PVC, and he's like, yeah, it's real easy, you should do it. But we're a fabrication shop. We want to show off our fabrication, so this is what we came up with. So I've already made one. This is the second one. I've got the third chain soaking in acid right now. Here's what a semi-final product ends up like. We still got to cut the excess off the loop at the top. And we're going to weld the base of this to some big block flex plates. Yes, Abby. Do you approve? Whoa. No. Unfortunately, we're going to have to go out to the store because we're out of wire. Well, despite all the setbacks on day one, we got one of them completed and sprayed with etching primer. We got another one here on the jig ready to get welded. We ended up getting a spool of wire at Tractor Supply and paid a premium for it, but it's all good. Well, we're going to come back tomorrow and try to get the other 3 done. Welcome back again for day 2. This time we get serious on these. Let's get it. We start by tacking around the base. The tricky thing about this is you can only tack it so much before it starts getting hot enough to melt the cone. As you'll see in a minute, it'll start smoking. At that point, we grabbed us a garden hose and hosed it down and cooled it off. As you can see, it's quite steamy. And to avoid getting shocked, we blew all the water off. Now we get back to tacking around the base. This process here takes about 16 minutes. And then afterwards, we take it off the cone and we hang it up from the ceiling with a bungee strap to keep the downward pressure off so we can tack the rest of it. All in all, it takes about 3 hours to finish one. Well, we're about ready to wrap it up for today. This is actually the 3rd one we've got done. These things take quite some time to do. So parents, if your kids want to make spiral chain welded posts, stop them, okay? It's quite a bit of work. Well, Abby, let's take a look at our stanchions. Do you approve of them? We finally got these things done. We were able to score some flex plates to weld up his bases yesterday. After a couple hours of sandblasting, we got everything welded up and they look great. We got 4 of them. They take about 3 hours a piece to make, so if you decide you want to do something similar, Make sure you got some time set aside. We went ahead and redid some of the tops as well today. The first two were done as one chain, so it was connected, and then we looped it around as best as we could, and it didn't look nearly as good as this. So what we ended up doing is we cut the old tops off halfway down the link, and we cut some new half links out of scrap chain, and we redid the tops on two of them. It's this one. You can see a little bit where we welded the link, and this one. But they turned out really good, and we're excited about it. Well, in the next chapter of this video, we're going to get started working on our truck. Hello and welcome. On this section of this episode, we're working on our truck. We got the seat out because we noticed that we reached up under here with our shift boot out, and all the jute under the mat is completely soaked. So with that being said, we're going to pull our mat out, and we're going to leave it out until we figure out where our leak is. We're not going to find the leak on this episode. I would say that the floor pan of the truck is solid. I definitely feel like it's coming in around the windshield, or at least the cowl panel, because it's clear. This entire side is completely soaked, and you can see where mud and all sorts of crap's gotten in here. This part here is rotted out, so we're going to have to do some body work on this. We're not going to do that on this episode. We're going to wait till it's warmer outside. And we need to fix the leak, because if we don't fix the leak, it's just going to keep happening. So we're actually going to leave the mat out for now. Okay, we are here laying where the bench seat would normally be, and it's a perfect opportunity to install the brake controller. So a beautiful thing about these OBS trucks, and I think it's just 92 to 97, is they have this plug. Now this plug is pre-wired for a brake controller. Kurt actually sells this adapter. It's part number 51323. That should plug right in. Let's take a gander. Let's see. Just like that. And then this plugs up to your brake controller. Once again showing why Fords are America's #1 selling truck. They're so much easier. So mounting my brake controller, I'm going to utilize this factory dash screw for one of the holes. I'll go ahead and screw this in. So yeah, the installation's not really that bad. We got to figure out what to do with all this excess wire. Alright, we'll use our drill to drill us another hole. Like so. Okay. Let's try this. It's getting cold. I better hurry up. Yeah. Okay, lovely. That's installed. Okay, so we'll tuck our wires back there. And we'll grab our brake controller unit. Get that plugged in. Hey, look at that. Okay, cool. It works. Although that brings up a good point. Is the brake controller always on? Let's see if we can get this shift boot back in. First we'll start by putting this on. How the hell do they expect you to get? Okay, never mind. I'll take that back. It was easier than I thought it was going to be.
Alright, well, I just want to say how much I love you and continue to go with
You know, I appreciate that.
Be safe and healthy. Keep a good outlook on life and be content, Jennifer. God bless. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you. Bye. Okay, now that Grandpa's off the horn, let's bolt our shifter back in. They're a bit of a pain in the butt. Okay, that one's started now. There. Okay. Now for the next hurdle. Now Wyatt, this lesson's for you. That's how you take the boot. That's how you get to the screws, buddy. The new shift boot is in. Nice. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and put our seat back in because we want to go get something to eat. But tomorrow we got to try to diagnose why we have a short in our blue wire on our tow control. Well, look at what we figured out. We got it working right. It actually senses the trailer now. I'm not 100% sure what we did, actually, because the old plug under the truck tested with a test light good, and everything worked. But for some reason, it just didn't work when it was plugged in. So I got to thinking, you know, maybe it was just old and whatnot. So I had this laying around, so I just installed this in the bumper. And honestly, I like the position of this way better than the factory one that's up under the truck. So I think this is a monumental improvement, and it fixed our problem. I can't help but wonder if the other controller was actually bad, although it said it was shorted. So, but who knows? We like this better, and we're happy. So, on to the next thing. We went ahead and got the star of the show out, the trail horse. Now we've got to go get the other two tractors out of the trailer. Then we'll put the tie downs in the trailer, and we should be pretty much well ready for MDA. Abby, you think it's going to start since it's last appearance on the channel? Oh, that doesn't sound good at all. On this episode of Will It Start? Oh my God! It started! You were wrong. What do you think about this 2001 314? You think it's going to start? Let's see. We're going to probably have to crank this one quite a bit. It's probably lost prime. You think we ought to introduce him to our trailer? Tell him what we're going to do with it? No? You think they can wait for the next episode? Think they can wait for the next episode? Alright, we won't tell them what our plan is. But we got some big plans for this trailer, so you'll see it on upcoming episodes. Now let's go grab the trail horse and get it loaded. Here we are popping this thing in low range first gear and enjoying that one finger power steering. We decided to install our tie down anchors off camera. They were honestly a pain in the butt. The two center ones I had to unbolt a tire on one side and jack the trailer up so I could crawl under the axle to install it. But anyway, we're getting there. Here we have our trailer loaded. We got the trail horse up front, all strapped down, ready to go. We got our great-grandfather's dump cart strapped down. It's got the stanchions, chain, and all the other gear. We repainted our flagpole, and we're ready to go, bright and early in the morning. Here we have the big unveil. Wow, this thing looks great. Everything came together just perfect. We're real excited that we were able to participate in this show, and that our tractor fits so well with these nice cars they have. I don't know if it's the first wheel horse at the show. I'd be willing to bet. We were in the special events section. The next shot is an overhead shot of the Coliseum. They had some real nice stuff here. We'll cover that in the next episode of Abby Normal Garage. Well, Abby, we're back from MDA. How was your weekend? I only saw you for a couple hours at night. Is it not enough? I know, it was stressful on you too. But we got a solution in mind for you, to include you. Yeah. You want to tell them about a problem we're having with the trailer? So, here's a new problem. You can't stick the key in to unlock this. I tried spraying some penetrating oil in and that didn't fix it. So we're locking it and unlocking it with the deadbolt, which still works at the moment. You can see trail horse is back in here, dump cart's back there. So yeah, Abby, fortunately I called Proline and they're sending me out a new lock assembly and the silicone to put it in with. Talk about friendly neighborhood service. That about wraps up this episode of Abby Normal Garage on our road to MDA. I think it goes without saying that the next episode is going to be MDA. So we'll see you there. Consider giving this video a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And we'll see you on the next episode of Abby Normal Garage.